Shout out my son, Reese the director.
Shout out Reese the director.
And shout out to Reese the director.
We live in the living room. Shout out to Reese the director. About to make it happen. We've been here all our lives, man.
You said born and raised in West Haven?
West Haven, man.
Okay.
West Haven.
And what about you, Bees?
And Bees, I'm from West Haven originally. I've been in Hampton the last 20 years.
Oh, wow. Yeah. All right. So what was life like for both of y'all growing up? Let's just get right into it.
I had a great life, man. I had a great life, man.
Right.
It's funny how we met, man. As soon as I ran into this dude.
But so before y'all met, like a single parent, y'all mom and dad together?
Nah, I came from I have a great family, man. I'm very family oriented.
Yeah.
My mom and dad live right across the street from me.
Right now?
Yeah, right now. I actually live in the same house that I grew up in as a young child right now.
Wow.
My parents live across the street. I have 2 brothers and a sister. We all lived here all our lives. And
okay.
It's been great. Connecticut, they had a study in New Haven was a great place to grow up. West Haven was one of the top places to grow up as a child.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Okay, what about you, Beans?
Yeah, my father wasn't around when I was younger, so it was me and my mother.
Any siblings?
Brother and sister.
Okay.
Older brother, younger sister.
So what was life like in Connecticut in the 80s? I'm originally from Brooklyn, so what was the 80s and 90s like?
Life was great, man. Life was great. Good old days.
Let's talk about that b-boy era. So who was the b-boy dancer?
Yes, yeah.
Troy or Bees?
I actually wasn't around in the 80s. I was living in Stratford in the 80s. So we met before. We met right after breakdancing was over. He was the breakdancer.
Yeah, I used to breakdance because that was almost an athletic thing. I wasn't never the type of dude that could stand up and dance. And shit. Breaking was something where it was kind of hard moves. Like you see me doing the that was something I learned how to do.
So you walked around the cardboard and everything, threw it on the floor?
Man, we had cardboard.
He was in the gymnastics.
Oh,
yeah. Still could do back tucks.
Yeah.
It never left. I had to prove to the young boys in the shop.
I seen, that's a good reaction.
I couldn't do that windmill no more. If I had stretched out, I would have got like 3 more good ones.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was a little tight, getting a little old. But he started dancing. Like the real shit, like Kid and Play, the dance era, man. That's
Did y'all ever take it to like the big level?
Yeah.
Or y'all was just doing it locally?
I mean, he used to go to the club. We used to go to the club together. I used to get mad at him because he would dance the whole night.
Damn.
The whole night. Come back. I'll be like, yo, man. We go to the club together. I don't see you. We leaving. He's sweating bullets.
Yeah.
He's dancing all night. He was a dope dancer, man.
Yeah.
I used to be able to dance too, but I was too embarrassed to do it. I thought I was too cool to be a dancer.
Right.
But he used to get all the girls.
It's funny because like for me in my era, like you only see like the selective few dances, like the Caribbean dudes. They be doing their little dances and stuff in the corner, and then you be just chilling. You like, I wish I could do that shit. And you know, so I know what you mean, Paul, and looking too cool, but I used to wish I could do that shit because the girls watching them.
I used to practice that shit. I used to be able to do it, but I just when as soon as it got in the club, nope.
Yeah, I'm good.
The wall, I'm in the corner in the cut.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it because this dude was kind of. Yo, if you ask anybody, they think that he's a mute. He don't even talk or whatever.
Right.
Well, that was one thing that clicked between me and us. He wasn't never quiet around me. I didn't know what people was talking about. I was just saying, what's the matter with Bees? He don't talk.
He don't really talk to y'all niggas. That's what it is.
No, but the way that dancing came around. It was so intertwined with the barbershop that it was a great.
Were y'all in a group? Like an old group of dancers?
He was.
Oh wow. What was the name of the group?
I do not remember, man.
Ibn I was Mike's name.
That was Mike.
What was your b-boy name?
I didn't even have a b-boy name.
Nah? Oh shit.
He was just that guy that danced. But yo, you gotta see these dudes had extraordinary haircuts, man.
That's what I'm picturing, the flat tops.
Yo, the haircuts was
so wait, were you cutting everybody back in the day?
We both were.
Oh wow, okay.
That's what makes the story so unique. And it's incredible how God puts certain people in your life for certain reasons. Mm-hmm. But a lot of times you don't find 2 extraordinary barbers that are in such close range. God spreads good barbers out so everybody can get a good cut. You put them all in one spot, everybody got to come in one spot. Mm-hmm. The way we met, and at the time we met, it was perfect timing, man. It was perfect timing.
What year y'all met?
80. Let's see. I started cutting hair when I was probably 14.
Oh, okay. That's pretty young.
So I met him like probably like the same year. Like within it was incredible. Like when someone becomes a barber, having courage and having a sense of being conceited has to come along with it. You know what I'm saying? In order to be able to make someone else look fresh too. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the recipe.
Hell yeah. It's like a fashion designer.
Exactly.
You know, you gotta be a walking brand. You know,
exactly. That's what we were, because to go along with being a barber, we had the looks to go along with it. It's one thing if you cut somebody's hair and they go out and damn, cut your hair. But we were actually cutting each other's hair, and I had a super duper big.
So y'all was on the Kid and Play vibe.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly, and it's funny that you say that, because that's what was so unique about our story is we started cutting hair at the same time when people were getting to see the actual barbers rappers that we were listening to.
Like the Big Daddy Kanes and stuff.
When Yo MTV Raps came out, that's when we decided.
Fab Freddy.
Yeah. Ed Live, Ed Lover.
Ed Lover, yeah.
All of that. But when it first started, people got to see Kid and Play, Big Daddy Kane, and all these rappers had these fly haircuts, and everybody wanted to emulate that. Yeah. Just like now. Rappers control what people are wearing, their hairstyles, all that. But when it first came out, it was that one particular haircut that can take you from being a slouch on the street to being one of the illest niggas that walk the planet. You ain't have to have no money.
Yo, I always say that. Like, the barber can make me feel new. That $20 I had in my pocket went to the barber. I'm broke. I feel good. Like, so I know what you mean.
Yo, me and this dude are responsible for a lot of lives around here, man. He was responsible for having a lot of dudes with enough courage to even talk to their moms. He did.
Yeah.
He did.
So what's the name of the shop that you currently work at, Troy?
Right now, I work at a shop called A1 VIP.
Okay, and how long you been there?
I've been there for not even a year yet.
Okay.
COVID came and, man, it came with a
bang. It changed everything. It's weird because I feel like when I moved out here, it was around COVID time, so I didn't have a haircut for like 3 months, and everybody that was calling, nobody even wanted to give me a haircut. It was even hard to get a haircut, and some people like, since due to COVID, I have to charge you extra $10, extra $15. So I mean, I don't want to say the name of the shop, but it was just ridiculous. Like
I was charging ridiculous prices during COVID, and I tell you one thing. I'll tell you one thing. I pray for the people who lost family members, who lost important people.
Definitely.
I pray for all the people who have COVID after symptoms. But in my life, COVID was a blessing. It came and
it brought the hustle out of you. I mean, if it didn't bring the hustle out of you, you just wasn't in you.
It was barbers. I was telling barbers, this is a perfect time for y'all to get rich.
Hell yeah.
This is a perfect time for barbers. Now, not only is the government giving out money, but you can charge people for what you have at an extreme rate because it's so in need. And
the supply and demand.
I was charging $100 a haircut for 2 months straight.
Shit.
And I swear, people was coming gladly giving me their money. But it was a risk. The risk was so crazy. I was real skeevy about everything. I shut down.
It falls in your health. Yeah.
I shut down my shop because of COVID. I closed. I wasn't trying to go through none of that, none of the extra shit, I cut hair in my house. I closed my business and cut hair in my house. And that's when I realized for the first time in 20 years that I was making a lot of money cutting hair, but the overhead from running the shop was I wasn't seeing it for years and years and years. I know you was gonna get to one of the questions about opening shops and running shops, and me and this dude we live it. We was born in it. We accidentally honed our skills, and then not only that, we put other people in position.
Right.
And that was one of the things where I had no idea that my peers were looking at me in a leadership way. And you know, they were giving me my props, but my head was so far in my eyes, I couldn't see it.
Yeah.
I never knew that some of the people that I even cut to this day, they looked at me and this dude like we was, you know, grown men back then.
Right.
You know, me and this dude, we don't see each other as often. Okay. You know, he works in a different place right now, so you know, we both got family men, and you know, it's hard to get us together. And you got a lucky.
Yeah. I appreciate it. So how long y'all been cutting hair? Like, I mean, you said since you were 14, but like since you were like really making that money from cutting hair.
See, people always ask me that question. I don't even know. So it was probably
one of the dope things about when we started cutting hair was we didn't need money. So money wasn't the object.
Right.
Money wasn't what I was chasing. I needed money to get some sneakers and some clothes and some food and shit.
Right.
But other than that, we were cutting hair because
I was trying to outdo him.
I was trying to outdo him.
Yeah. You felt the same way?
We started out as enemies.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Yo, when I met this dude, I thought he was the ugliest nigga in the world. I swear to God, I wanted to punch him in his face. I did. I said, what the fuck is this?
It really sound like playing kid. That's crazy.
Yo, look at his haircut. Look at this dude.
Yeah.
But the crazy part was I met him. He was on a bike, and this dude I thought I was the illest nigga in Nebraska. I thought I could draw the best. I thought I could run the fastest, jump the highest.
He came around. He just.
This nigga had a backpack. He took his backpack off and showed me some of the shit that he drew and shit. I was like, nigga, you ain't draw that shit. Get out of here. You ain't draw that shit.
You remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I wanted to take that shit down. I was like, man.
Yeah.
Oh shit out, you ain't draw it. He was like, nigga, I drew this shit.
Right.
And I couldn't believe it. I could not believe this ugly bucktooth nigga drew that shit. And I wanted to fight him. I was so jealous, I kind of wanted to fight him. I was like, this nigga's corny. And then, on top, he was like, watch this shit. This nigga did a wheelie from the top of Fairfax all the way down the goddamn hill and then turned the corner doing a fucking wheelie.
Yo.
I said, next time I see this nigga, I'm going to get him. Watch this shit. Then, hold on, I got to tell. Then after that, it was a friend. We had a mutual friend. This is what actually brought us friends. We had a mutual friend. Now, everybody knows when you have black and half Puerto Rican, they be having some funny ass hair and shit. So this dude was able to just grow hair overnight. Yeah. Yo, he came to school one day with a goddamn high top with his name in the back.
First one that you ever seen do that.
Oh my God, yo, I said, yo, who the fuck did that? And he told me this nigga did it.
Oh,
he told me that the ugly ass bucktooth nigga I seen the other day did that shit. I could not.
And you wasn't rocking that style. With the letters in the back of your head. You wasn't rocking that style.
Man.
Yeah, actually I was. I was doing it myself.
He didn't get it. When I met him, he ain't had no guy.
He ain't have it yet.
He had, his haircut looked just so crazy that I wanted to fight him.
I was doing it myself when I was learning.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe that he was cutting his own hair because, yo, one day, this nigga came to the bus stop and he put his own name on his head right here and I wanted to beat him up. I couldn't believe. And
it was perfect.
He did it. It wasn't perfect, but for somebody
he
to
did
do
it,
that, just to be that artistic, I couldn't believe it was someone else.
Who bought you your first pair of clippers?
My mother always cut my hair.
Oh wow! Wow!
And when I was about 12, I just started doing it myself.
Yeah, and she didn't even teach you.
No.
Wow.
I couldn't believe his mom was letting him do that shit.
Yeah.
Man. My mom was kick my ass. I come out the house, But another thing was that was one of the great things about our friendship as well. When he was always a little bit more mature than me. So
you was like kind of humble to the fact that he was hating on your style.
I don't think he knew.
Did you? Yeah, you didn't know
from him because you gotta understand. You can't hate on a person that you want something from.
Right.
Too much. You know what I'm saying? And after I seen that haircut, I knew I wanted that shit. Yeah. So I had to go see. For one, I wanted to figure out how he did that because the clippers I had, I couldn't figure it out. I was like, I couldn't possibly do that with these clippers. And when one day he came to school and he showed me, he brought these clippers. I said, nigga, you could not have cut this dude's hair with those. You couldn't do that. I think was you lying, man?
I don't remember.
He shit, and then he pulled out a pair of scissors. He's like, yo, I use these too. I said,
I was lying.
But when I asked him, I said, yo, can you do it to me? He was like, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe it.
He laced you.
Believe it. Yes. The first time he cut my hair, he cut my hair because I was going to this birthday party and I wanted to look real cool. Mm-hmm. And back then, you know, even though like I lived with my parents and we had a nice household, but my mom wasn't giving me no goddamn money. My father was, nigga, you get this money for lunch and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So getting a haircut was a super commodity.
Yeah.
So I was going to the barbershop maybe once every 2-3 months.
Mm-hmm. First day of school.
Yeah, I'll have to use my lunch money to go do it. So, you know, half the time when I did get a haircut, I didn't fucking like it. You know, and check it. One thing you did say, the minute a person becomes a barber, when they're young, is when they use their money to invest in their craft. Invest in your craft as a barber and you'll be a better barber. Because that was one thing that me and this dude used to do that was so unique as well, where I learned the mechanics of the actual tools that we were using. You know, he showed me, when I looked at his clippers and he showed me the actual, it's almost like some people are born barbers and they're blessed with a gift and a talent, and some people are taught to be barbers. Fortunately, me and him were born barbers. Right. Like clippers appeared in my hands and I knew how to use it. So you could give somebody a guitar player, you could give them a guitar and they'll know how to play it without, you know, to figure it out themselves. And, you know, it took me time to figure it out, but it was something that naturally came to me. And I'm not a mechanical dude or nothing like that, but I always believe that when you're super interested and dialed in on one thing and you become great at it, that's the gift that God has given you that you should try to monetize.
Hell yeah.
And once I figured out that, hey, not only is this making me valuable to my friends, but I'm making a little bit of money. I wasn't making no money doing nothing else.
Right.
Playing basketball.
I was just about to say, so sports was never a thing?
No, I was I come from a very athletic, I was very, very, very athletic. Okay. And that was one of the things that kind of hindered me from actually becoming a barber at first, because I thought I was going to be a basketball player. I thought I was really good at track. I was a really gifted athlete. I still do have a lot of good athletic abilities, but, you know.
Why you never take it to the next level?
Because I knew because barbering became my passion.
Oh, okay.
Barbering became my life.
Hell yeah, that makes sense.
It was my life.
Same for you? Was sports ever a thing for you? Because I know you did the dancing.
Never played any sports.
He was super athletic though.
Wow. Because he could do all those moves. So he is athletic.
When he was 13 years old lifting high. He used to, you know, you did play football. You played
football for like 2 weeks. You know, all the girls was getting on the bus after school. I gotta go run out here in the sun. It wasn't.
Yeah.
That's another thing too, man.
Wherever the women going.
When you a barber, women become a big part of barbering. I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of people get their haircut for women.
Hell yeah. We do everything we do.
The your haircut is to impress a woman.
Hell yeah.
Make a nigga look good.
Right.
A lot of women blame us for they men cheating. You know what I'm saying? Because,
I didn't even think about that.
You're not only trying to look good for your girl, but you want to look good for everybody. You know, and a lot of times when you cut somebody's hair, you give them so much juice and energy that it spills out, and they want to go, you know, show off and shit. That's one of the great things about being a barber as well, where it makes you into a valuable person, where people need you. You have something that only you can give to them.
I agree. So what do you think the number one mistake people make with launching their own business? And you guys are both entrepreneurs, so the number one mistake people make.
As far as opening barbershops?
Not even just a barbershop. You know, just running a business in general. Because I was told that you have multiple businesses, not just a barbershop. So,
I mean, barbering was all the other businesses that I ever did and included him in were spinoffs from the barbershop. Okay. You know, all these years of working and stuff like that and owning barbershops, a lot of barbers don't understand that marketing is part of that. Advertisement is part of that. being able to, if you're a barber, you can sell water to a well. You know, when somebody's in your chair, you have total control.
I agree.
You know, I never realized as a youngster that how much control I had over my, and influence I had over my clients. If you're a barber, you can tell somebody to use a certain product and they're going to use it.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, instead of recommending them to go to the store, if you have the product right there, you can sell it. So, you know, that marketing aspect of it is not implemented in enough barbers' work. So I should say, when a lot of people, when they open a business, they don't plan it out. And you should never go into business trying to outdo someone else. Never go into business thinking, looking at what your competitors are doing. Unless it's a marketing where it involves nothing but numbers. You know, then you gotta weigh the prices and stuff. But when I excuse me, when I went into business with my first shop, I was so scared of failing. Only person I didn't wanna fail was my mom.
She helped you invest?
She invested in my first.
That's nice, man.
My own business.
Yeah.
They gave me the money to start it off because I wasn't doing too well at the time. But that wasn't the first business venture. He started, like when we first started, it was in his mother's garage.
Wow.
So I actually moved. I was cutting hair in my laundry room, and my mother used to get so mad.
Did your mom have her own shop? Because I know you said she cut hair as well.
No,
she didn't cut hair. She just cut me and my brother.
Okay.
Save a couple bucks. You throw that guard up there. You take it down and get your ass up out of here. Same haircut you got now.
I know. My mom should do the same thing and send me to get a shape up.
Yo, if you see this dude's bald head right now, he had a high top that was at least.
Wow.
I won the high low contest one time.
Word.
That's because I wasn't there, guys.
Yeah.
But nah, that was one of the things that was so unique about and drew people to us was the look that we had.
Yeah.
But we going off track. We gotta go back to the business question.
Yes.
One of the worst things a person does, as far as opening a barbershop in this area, is not having proper work help. If you don't have a barber for every chair that you intend on opening,
You should have a smaller shop.
Yeah, yeah, man. I mean, things have changed so much.
I was gonna say they're so hard to say. I'm pretty sure these shops that was really big used to be full. You know, you know, because nowadays you can't. I remember going to a barbershop and these guys are sitting down, lined up, or some not even get hit because they're just watching the game, talking their shit, drinking. Nowadays it's like, oh, you made an appointment, or you know, some barbers they just too Hollywood. They like, oh, go to him. I don't want to cut here, so it's just so different now.
I blame me and him for building our own competitors. You know what I'm saying? We made it look so easy that people thought they could replicate it.
Right.
And a lot of people think that, you know, it ain't nothing to open a barbershop. You buy a couple chairs, a couple mirrors up, put some lights up, get a couple barbers, and you got a barbershop.
Right.
But the key is that barbershop is, how long is it gonna be there? How long you think you're gonna sit here and run a barbershop and these people gonna keep handing you their money and they ain't counting or they don't understand that I can do this myself if I, you know, and that's what we were doing, not even realizing it. We were taking people, making them barbers, and then bringing them to the point where
they want to emulate what you guys do. That's the scariest part about that business, about this business in general, trying to have a team because everybody wants to be a leader. That's the hardest part because everybody just feel like, well, I could do it too. I could get a couple of guys with my own camera and I could do some interviews too. But it's like, you could be my cameraman. I could do the interview and I don't gotta focus on the camera. But nobody wants to have a job. Everybody just want to be a boss. And it's like, it's just so hard. So you guys are lucky that y'all able to like balance each other out without, you know, and able to say like, nah, you could do that, I could do this. It's so hard.
Yeah, we had a business. What year? I think because we started the way we started, why we were able to be business partners and still progress for so long. I mean, I'm closer than this dude than, you know, my brothers. As growing up, I was with him. We lived together.
Yeah.
We were together 9 hours out of the day, every day,
right.
for years and years and years and years and years. So having a business, it was a little bit easier to be able to separate the business and the friendship, because you don't want to see your brother. I didn't want to see him lose.
Of course, and that's how it's supposed to be. That's,
He didn't want to see. It started off as a competition, but that's what made us sharp. The iron, we sharpened each other by trying to get better than each other. Right. And even if it took for sometimes, I'm a little bit jealous. I want what this dude got. All right, nigga, I'm gonna help you get it. Yeah. You ain't got to do nothing to me. You know, and by him, he was an example for a lot of things that helped me grow up. He took the initiative to do some of the things that I wasn't doing that I knew I had to do, but because he did it, it made me have to do it. You know, it's like, we know we gotta learn how to swim, but I ain't gonna do it until we have to do it. You know what I'm saying? And you know, if you don't want to learn how to swim because somebody pushed you in the water. You know, you want to be able to swim after somebody pushed you in the water. So, you know, some things you have to do, you're supposed to learn in life before you have to. And he was a perfect example of that. He started doing those type of things, even though I, you know, was still watching what my friends were doing and stuff like that.
Did you ever get involved into the gang or the drug part of that?
I tried to sell drugs.
Okay. Did it work out?
No. You know what was dope about that? A lot of my friends were drug dealers. Most of the people whose hair I cut, you know, I cut a lot of drugs. We both did. We was like the drug dealers.
Yeah, go hand in hand. The drug dealers want to look good too.
So a lot of times drug dealers know that they need you around, and if they involve you with their bullshit, you get caught up. Yeah, you get caught up. So a lot of the dudes that I could have sold drugs for, they wouldn't allow me to do it. They wouldn't even give me drugs.
What about you, Bees?
Nah,
never dabbled into that gangs or none of that stuff.
No.
We kind of were our own gang, but being able to cut hair is almost like being a drug dealer.
No, because Kari said that to me. He was like, he's like, yo, you use the same term, like clientele. He said, I look at it the same way. It's just legal. It's a legal business. You know, I'm like, well, I think about it like
barbers treat the barbershop like it's the block.
Yeah, go out there like, yo, I got you. Let me hook you up. You know, me.
I mean, shit. I'm sorry, waiting outside. They everybody trying to get to the customer coming in. You trying to, you know. But as far as always being able to generate money under any circumstances, you know, rain, sleet, or snow. You know, as long as my hands was working and there was some electricity, you know, we was able to make money.
Right. So what's the difference between a hairstylist and a barber?
A hairstylist deals with more women. Clientele. They're usually in a salon.
But now it's just so mixed and versatile. You got, I'm pretty sure you guys cut women hair now too. You got some women that's not even dykes, like they just regular, pretty slim women with, that short cut.
Yeah. I don't think it's a big difference between that term.
The difference is the curling iron.
I was told the difference is a scissor, like the scissors, but
nah, I use scissors for every cut. Probably 90% of the haircuts.
Okay.
Yo, when we first went to hairdresser school, we both went to hairdresser school
together.
I graduated from high school, and we were kind of in a position where we were already cutting hair as barbers, but no one wanted to give us a chance.
Oh, in their shop.
Yeah.
Who what was the most known shop in West Haven? Before you guys, who you guys were going to?
I got to say this. I was the first black barbershop in West Haven.
Wow.
Headquarters Barbershop.
That's what's up. Wow.
S&S cut, Steezo.
Yeah, Steezo opened up probably
That was about a month later.
It was about a month later. We beat him to it because I remember he was mad as fuck. He came running up the streets like he was going to do something. God bless Steezo. God bless you. I remember that day. Remember he came to the shop like he was going to do something.
He's not around anymore?
You wasn't there yet?
Wasn't there.
Huh?
He's not with us anymore?
Steezo passed away.
Sorry for your loss, man.
Has it been a year yet?
About a year,
yeah. Wow.
But
he started around the same time as you guys.
Steezo is a legend in hip hop. He was dancer.
Older than y'all or younger?
He's a little bit older.
Okay.
It's amazing when you see someone on TV that holds that type of presence as a I wish you knew who Steezer was, but he was one of my favorite. I couldn't believe this dude was so dope to me. And for him to actually come in the garage where we was cutting hair at and get a haircut.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my God.
And who got to cut his hair?
Brian cut his hair.
Oh, damn.
He gave him a dope cut. Brian gave him a dope ass cut. But for a real rapper to come to the garage where we was cutting hair at, man, that put us, we was already on the map, but that just solidified it as, yo, y'all niggas, the day when me and this nigga went downtown and went to Unique Boutique and bought clippers with the money we made instead of sneakers, I knew it was over. I'm a barber. Right. I'm a barber now. Even though I can't do every haircut, I'm still having problems. Now I'm a barber. The minute you start investing and you use your money, cause we ain't have no money. We ain't never make no money. We charging $5. I charged $5 for a haircut. People was coming to the barbershop and getting haircuts that would cost probably $100 back then. Because of the things that we were doing, the things that we were able to duplicate and put in people's hair was unbelievable. And some of the pictures I'll show you, they look kind of crazy for now. But back then...
Nah, those look dope, man. It made me think about, like you said, Juice, you know, like all that. I watch a lot of old school stuff.
We seen some of the haircuts we used to see on TV after learning how to cut hair was like, why, God, please let somebody come knock on the door and find us, man. Why
we met in art class. We both artists. So when we started doing designs first before we even knew how to do a haircut.
Exactly.
Wow.
So that's how we were able to blow up real fast.
I would tell people to go to the barbershop and just tell them to leave some hair in the back of your head and I'll put a design in it. Yeah. Because I can't cut hair, man. I'm just good at drawing shit with these clippers. I mean, that was one of the things that made me a famous barber around my
hood. It made you stand out from most people.
Right, because the first haircut that I actually did, I put a design in it. My first haircut. And it was on my cousin Antoine. He was my first client. And he went to school, and the next day I had 5 customers. Oh shit! 5 people was like, "You do me too?" Yeah. And, you know, at that moment I was like,
you was nervous. You didn't want to mess somebody up. That's your cousin. You could zeke him.
Y'all sure? Right. My mother said it's hot. And, you know, I was scared. I don't think I might have did probably 2 haircuts that day. And it was messed up. And it was so messed up, I didn't want the person to tell nobody I did it when I went to school. Damn. But they still wanted it. People still wanted it.
Kept coming back.
Kept coming back.
Same experience for you, Bees?
Yeah, I just wasn't scared. It wasn't my hair. $5. Give me $5, I'll do it.
I used to be scared. I used to send people to him. Yeah. Like, Brian will do it.
Yeah.
I used to do that to this day.
Right. Have you ever had I'm pretty sure you guys never had no bullies, nothing like that, but like that real tough, I don't know, but like that real tough dude in school, have you ever had to cut that guy's hair? Can I know about that story? Has there ever been that time like he heard about it? That's what I'm picturing, like the most like the most coolest dude in school, you had to cut his hair.
Yeah, man.
It happened?
One of the coolest dudes in school? Yeah. There was a lot of cool
top athlete. Man. I mean, I know you said you was like a good athlete.
I cut everybody on the basketball team.
Oh, okay.
They used to kick your ass all the time.
I used to always want to cut Void's hair. He would never let me cut his hair.
Void. I thought you did cut Void's hair.
Not at first. I used to cut Mike's hair all the time. Void wanted a peace sign in the back and said that was the first haircut I gave him. And he liked that. He would never let me cut his hair.
Yeah, give you respect.
And cool. Now, he's the longest customer I had. Nobody ever cut his hair in probably 35 years.
Damn.
He did it once.
Fucked it up too. Damn. I gave him a T-Roy cut. He didn't like that shit.
So what style of barber do you guys identify yourself as? Because I was looking at some styles of barber. So you got urban, you got old school, traditional. What kind of barber do you identify yourself as?
You know what? I heard you ask my little girl, Kari.
Oh yeah, I asked. That's another question about the development stage. Like, what stage do you feel like you're in? Like master stage, development stage.
That's what, and you know that was part of the video that I had watched when you asked him when he was answering the question about being a master. Now
you can definitely elaborate on it if you won't mind.
there's a definition to being a master barber, and part of that definition is that you're able to cut any ethnicity. You can do any style, and the amount of time that you've been cutting. That's what makes you a master. And I honestly haven't mastered every type of hair texture and stuff like that. Like, I don't cut Chinese people. I have a low percentage of white clientele, even though I have cut white people.
Yeah.
I don't cut that many Puerto Rican. My main core of customers have been black people from the time that I've started cutting hair.
Okay.
So I wouldn't necessarily classify myself as a master, but when you've been doing the same thing for over 30 years straight, constantly, consistently, your skills go to a level that people can't compete with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people can't understand some of the things that me and this guy do, and I try to tell them, if you look at my hands compared to other people's hands and his hands too, over the years of doing what we've done, hands that separate, you can't catch up. You know what I'm saying? You person, what it takes for a person to develop muscles, you have to do something consistently.
Basically, the experience is what makes you a master barber.
So would you consider yourself a master barber?
I mean, I gotta be. I've been a barber for 30, how many years?
34, 35.
30-something years. So every day, all day, for 30-something years, I think I mastered it.
I think I mastered it, but not in the sense of the true definition of what a master barber is.
Right. Have you ever met a master barber? Somebody that's just extremely skilled?
Yeah. Because you got to realize that a lot of people think that just if being a barber is being able to give a straight hairline or a fresh fade, and that's not what makes you a good barber. As over years of being a owner and having to hire people, I'll take an unskilled barber with the desire and the drive to learn and to want to work before I take a nigga that could do 3 stars in the back of their head. And because a lot of times when people learn how to cut hair at a young age and they develop a lot of skill and stuff like that, it goes to their head. And it's hard to teach them. It's hard for them to learn.
Yeah.
And then they develop other hang-ups. When you think you already mastered something, you start to move on to the next thing, and it stops you. Like I always tell people, when you want to be a barber, if you're not being just a barber, you're never gonna master it. That's one thing me and this guy did. When we were barbers, I didn't have another job.
Right.
I wasn't trying to work at the supermarket or McDonald's or none of that other shit.
Yeah.
I was cutting hair.
Has there ever been times you had another job, like
I had to be a security guard for child support reasons back in the days.
Okay.
Because one thing about being a barber as well is this don't come with no 401k.
Yeah.
Don't come with no
retirement plan.
No Social Security. None of that shit. A lot of times when you see these old time barbers, they might
still be in the shop.
They might be on their wife's insurance. You know what I'm saying? Or there's ways where you can plan for that. Like right now, I'm 50 years old, you know what I'm saying? I'm not 50, I'm almost 50. And I don't think about the things I used to do. I think about my ending game. You know what I'm saying? Before, I was worried about nothing. I ain't care. I was going to live forever.
Right.
I was worried about how my kids was going to survive if something happened to my hands and I couldn't cut hair. That's one of the trade-offs about being a barber when you're able to create your own schedule. You can control your environment, but you don't get those perks that other people have when they gotta go kiss somebody's ass and go to work. You're getting that check every week with the numbers. That's a little different than putting cash in your pocket after every haircut. And that was one of my failures as a young kid. The young bloods, older dudes always, yo, save your money. Fuck that, I ain't saving shit, man. I gotta get this Domino's pizza, these sneakers. I'm buying this shirt. We going out, and I make some money tomorrow, man. Fuck that, I ain't saving shit. And I never learned how to save money when I was younger. I never felt like I had to because the next day was always another day to make more money, cash.
Right.
So, you know, that's another thing about running your own business as a barber. Man, you gotta. The things that make you a good barber is being able to organize your time and your money. You have to have those
morals. Yeah.
If you don't got that, then don't try to open up no barbershop.
So do you feel like your priorities have changed with your financial success?
Of course. Definitely. I mean, I can't say that I'm nowhere near I need to be, but you know, shit.
How about you, Bees?
It feels good to be a barber.
Yeah, it's always hard to get money every day and still, you know, prepare for the future.
Yeah, you taking it and putting it in your pocket, man. It's hard to make it home without a little bit coming out.
Yeah.
You know, you getting it all at the end of the week. That's something different. You know, I used to wish, God, I made $1,400 this week, but I made it $20 at a time.
Increments, yeah. Yeah.
You know, by the time I got to $700, I might have went and bought a pair of sneakers. I might have went dinner. I might have.
You trying to put some money back?
Right. I'm not seeing that real. I'm not seeing it.
Yeah.
And you know, I was always he was a little more frugal than me. But when we were younger, man, I didn't care about money. Did you?
Yeah, I always cared about money.
Oh man. He always used to tell me that shit. Yo, I got $300 saved up, and I like, shut up, nigga.
Right.
Why you tell me you saving money?
So what do y'all think the appropriate tip for a customer? Me as the customer, what is the appropriate tip that a customer should leave their barber?
It depends, because I think if it's your first time going to a barber, you should tip how you see fit according to how much you're satisfied. You know, because a lot of people, when they go to the barbershop and they get a haircut, depending on who cut their hair, they don't even take the time to take the mirror and look at it.
Right.
Until they'll wait till they get home. You know?
I used to have that problem where I didn't communicate with my barber a lot. I used to tell my pops, I was like, man, I almost feel like I'm being rude. Like, you like, okay, could you fix right here? Like, you feel like you're being rude. And my dad like, nah, you gotta let him know. Because I would do the same thing. Get home, like, damn, man, fuck, man, nigga always never get all this. Like, you never do everything I need him to do. Now to the point where I'm like, yo, I need you to do this. I want that done. You know, and I'm more loyal to my barber. When I was young, I can't lie. I'll go to you tomorrow. Next day, I'm going to him. And I'll go to Mexican guys next week. You know, so now I understand. I got older. Now I got to be loyal to my barber.
Well, when I was younger, I always thought just because you worked in a barbershop and he was a barber, he could cut hair. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or these niggas work in a barbershop. Don't matter who chair you get in, you're going to get cut. Good ones. So.
Yeah, I always thought the first seat was like the one that was like, you want to go to him.
Nah.
You know?
Getting my head fucked up by a barber is what made me into a barber. Word up. Sometimes, you know, if you could go home and add a little, back then, a haircut was $10. And if you wanted a $10.75. If you wanted a part, it was an extra $2. Now my father was giving me $10 a week for lunch. I used to use my lunch money at the beginning of the week to go get my haircut. Yeah. So I had to scrape up $2 and then try to get another $2 from my mother for the tip. So it was $2 more added on to that was a proper tip back in the day. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Now.
Oh, $10. Some barbers look at you like nigga, you ain't getting no change back. I have barbers that throw the tip in there with the price.
I mean, back in the day, I used to have people, $5 would make me your best friend. You know what I mean? That would make me want to cut your hair. If there's 3 people in front of you, you know what I'm saying? I might skip you ahead because you had gave me $5.
And that's my next question. So, do barbers put less work into clients that don't tip?
Yes.
Be honest.
Yes.
Come on, man.
Yeah, that's what I wanted.
I'm not gonna say less work, but right. I'm not gonna go out of my way to get you in my chair if I know you're not giving me a tip.
That's what made me start doing appointments. That's what made me, and I kind of take the responsibility for starting that around here and shit, because we would come to work, and there would be people waiting, you know, before we even get in the shop. And I know these 2 niggas right here gonna give me a $5 tip, but it's 3 kids in front of them.
Right.
So I had to figure out a way where I didn't make these 2 dudes skip these 3 little kids because I want to cut their hair. Yeah, they're grown ass men. They take their haircut outside. Somebody could be like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, you're gonna get more people. You could double
these
that.
Little kids, they don't want to care with no little kids.
Right.
So I used to have to find out a way to try to get important people in my chair and bypass all the rest. Even though, as a barber, doing all the rest is what gives. That's like exercise. You know what I'm saying? You gotta practice. Practice makes perfect. But by the time I was in certain barbershops, I already knew what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this dude, we both originated starting in West Haven, and I can remember we started cutting like drug dealers here from New Haven. And this one particular dude, I used to cut his hair, and Brian used to cut a couple of his cohorts and shit. He was like, "Yo, we gonna open you up a barbershop, man. I'm tired of this shit, man. Y'all niggas need a barbershop." I think I was like 16 at the time.
Yeah, I was 17.
And this dude actually told us that he was gonna open us a barbershop, and he did it.
Oh shit!
He opened up a barbershop.
What was the name of it?
Street. We kept it as Yo Barbershop, didn't we?
Yeah, it was.
Our first barbershop was called Yo Barbershop.
Okay.
Shout out to Yo Barbershop.
That barbershop's still around?
In everybody's mind, bro. As long as me and him are sitting here together, it's
it'll
Yo
always be
Barbershop.
around.
That was the name of the barbershop in the garage originally.
Okay.
We had a mural that one of our good customers spray painted for us.
Yeah.
It was similar to the. You ever see Yo MTV Raps?
Of course.
You ever see the little logo, the little Yo?
Yeah.
We used that same logo, and he had it back. We used to put it in the back of people's heads.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that was a signature.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
That shit. We had business cards. I wish I had a brother. You can look on my Instagram. There's a lot of old pictures of the things we used to do. Like, we were pretty innovative back then. You didn't see too many people that.
Who was taking these pictures? Because like most people didn't even have a camera.
Man, I can't tell you who took the pictures. A lot of times we was using
Some of that stuff from the yearbook.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But there's pictures, like those pictures I sent you earlier.
Yeah.
That was his head. The one that said, "Can I kick it?"
Yeah.
That was the back of his head.
Wow.
You know, that was a song by Tribe Called
Yeah, of course.
So,
I'm a music head, so
at the same time, the designs that we used to do was what took us to where we got. To be honest with you, it was. I used to be in awe myself, like, God damn, I did that shit. Bees, you did that? Oh my God! I mean, and it was so. It made me feel so important. It was so important to me. Being in school, and it was like that was my life.
Right.
I lived and breathed the barbershop.
So do you agree that every customer is your model?
I think that's what.
Because I mean, when you just said about you want to get that dealt, but even the kids, you know, because I know me, I see some kids, I'm like, damn, this shit's fresh.
That's
what
what made me go to the extreme that I did, because I used to treat every single haircut like I was in a contest.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention, I just love to make people look better.
Right.
You know, I wanted people to. I really want. I don't care. It's just a little. Because back when I was younger, man, I had very low self-esteem, man. I still do to a certain extent, but you know, being dark-skinned and as a little, I never felt like I was a good-looking person. Never. And I never could figure out why my boys was attracting women, and I was like, why girls don't like me? I'm funny.
Yeah.
And you know, one day I looked in the mirror, I was like, damn, I'm not that good looking, but there are some things that I could do to make myself look better.
Mm-hmm.
And a haircut is one thing that anybody can do that'll make you feel and look so much better. And to be able to give that to someone else, to be responsible for that, a person holds you near and dear to their heart.
Hell
and stuff
yeah.
like that, man. Seriously, man.
Hell yeah.
Being a barber, I remember when I wasn't a barber, I would go to school, wouldn't nobody say shit to me.
Wow.
If you cut somebody's hair, man, that nigga gonna say what up to you
Yeah.
5 times a goddamn day, man.
Yo,
God. Yo, it's T-Roy, yo, come on here.
Yeah.
That's the only way I was getting any type of love. You know what I'm saying? It stopped people from kicking my ass being a barber. That's some real shit. That's some real shit, man.
So should customers ever pick a haircut from that old school haircut chart? You was there when I asked Kari that before, but I'm just curious. Like,
yo, believe it or not, we made a couple charts.
Oh wow! And y'all like use them in your store? Like set them up in your store?
Yeah, we sold them. Them shits
Oh shoot!
I seen one of the posters we made. I seen in the barbershop down south. I couldn't believe.
And you remember every client that was on there too?
It was both our clients.
Dope. That is dope.
How many haircuts we had to do about 50? Who made that? J Bone made that?
Yeah, J Bone made. I think it was about 30.
That's what's up.
If anybody out there got one of them,
I got.
Oh,
damn, he just fucked it up, man. I was about to buy one for somebody. But I mean, somebody sent me one of our first business cards. And it was in pristine condition. I could not believe this dude still had a barbershop. And that shit said, remember it said no afros. It said no afros in the back. Some crazy shit. You had an afro.
Which I had against the afros.
Back then,
the fade was in style.
Yeah, if you had an afro, you just wasn't it.
You stuck in the 70s.
You was a cornball.
Yeah.
You just wasn't. Nah. Back then, you could judge by your haircut and your sneakers and shit. You could be broke. If you had some ill sneakers on and a nice haircut, you was the man.
You're right. So 2 signs of a bad barber.
Oh. Hey, come on, man.
Just give me 2.
A bad one?
Yeah, bad barber.
One thing that's necessary as a grown man, as a barber, is for you to have transportation. Now,
I didn't even think about
nigga can't even get to work. Those are the worst. Cause those be the niggas that's coming late, that niggas is waiting on, asking for rides all the time. You know, being a person who's not punctual is a bad barber, bro.
Hell yeah.
Time is of essence when you're a barber.
I mean, because you gotta understand, like, I'm a morning person, so when I get my cuts, I want to be the first one, because I want to do shit for the rest of my day, or I might have to go to work. You know, I hate them. If it's like after 11, I don't really want to cut. You know, and I want my body to be kind of fresh, and I don't want to put that energy into me. So
I think a person, if you're trying to find a barber, you should try to find a barber that, first of all, has a haircut similar to yours and is most like you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Meaning your same ethnicity.
That, personality,
age.
That's why I don't cut little kids no more. I don't take little kids.
I was gonna ask you like why barbers don't like favorite towards kids. When I was coming up, and maybe it was just a New York thing, I don't know. But I remember when the barbers had those 3 kids seats, and it was like an actual race car. Like an actual race car when they catered to kids, like, you know, like the cape and everything was for a kid. Now, it's, you know, like barbers don't even look interested in cutting kids' hair. They be just like, come on, little nigga, let's fucking go. You know? And I mean, I know they be fidgeting, they be moving around and stuff, but that was the favorite part of my day is getting a haircut as a kid, so.
Well, you gotta understand, for one, as a grown man, like right now, I've grown to be a patient. I've got patience, but you don't have the time, nor I charge a lot of money for a haircut. So for a kid to be in my chair, believe me, their parents is paying me to price that. But it's harder to cut a little kid's hair than it is to cut a grown man at times. And so, you know, when you're trying to balance out the time, because timing is everything. Yeah. You know, you only could do but so much in one day. And you want to make the most of it the whole time. But the majority of my clients have been with me since I was a young barber. So I encourage the young kids to find a young barber so they can grow with that barber. I'm old. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I don't do a lot of the younger kids, little kids haircuts. That style, you know, they got the style out right now where the kid, they just want a little taper. Yeah. They got the wild
hair, the free spirit hair,
Yeah, a lot of basketball players.
That ugly ass fucking look.
I don't like it, but I love it because it's so easy.
It's simple, just shaping them up.
So, I don't mind. I actually like doing kids.
Oh, wow.
I take all the little kids.
Yeah.
Screaming. I've been doing it so much. I just think I'm good at it. So it's not that hard for me.
Nah, I ain't got time for that shit.
It causes back problems if you're not.
Oh, right.
Not sitting up straight.
Yeah.
You gotta hold them, and my back starts to hurt, but I don't mind.
Nah, I couldn't.
I would assume the kids would be more simple too.
Sometimes.
I mean, I'm not far as in the movement, but as far as in like they don't got the beard, you don't got to like fade things, like you know.
Moving target is the worst, man. Especially if you don't have
getting thrown up on is the worst.
Oh god, man! I done seen kids jump out the chair and leave the barbershop, man.
What?
Run out in the street. I done seen the crazy. I done seen the kids fight, spit, fight, everything you can imagine.
Yeah.
Bite, kick. Take your clippers, throw them shits on the ground. I've been through it all with kids. Most of the kids that I cut now are my clients' kids.
Kids, okay.
So, you know, and they know I don't.
Right, so they're going to be on their kid.
Yeah, man. I don't like playing that shit. I can't stand little bad kids in the shop neither, man. That's the worst. I hate when people bring their kids to the shop and act like they can't control them.
Right.
They act like they don't see their kids doing crazy shit.
Yeah, it's bugging out.
Oh, that's the worst, man.
See, y'all both answered this, but have you ever given somebody a bad haircut?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So when can clients expect a free haircut? So can clients come in like, yo, it's my birthday, or I'm getting married tomorrow, or today is my baby shower, or I just got a new job? Can they ever expect a free haircut?
My kids don't even get free haircuts.
Free haircuts done on free time.
Okay.
So for me, it's hard for me to give somebody a free haircut when I know I could be making money doing it. So a lot of the people that get free haircuts from me are relatives or people that are not gonna pay. Right. But anybody else, they know that. I mean, it's almost like if you're a drug dealer, you're not gonna give your drugs away for free.
Right. That's true.
If you work in the supermarket. That used to kill me of something that was crazy about the bar. People would come and ask the barber for the craziest things that they wouldn't ask no other business. You know, they expect for you to bend in a certain way that they wouldn't expect no other things that they used to do and bring to the I used to get so upset because people would not respect my business. Would not respect.
I think all entrepreneurs go through that, man.
Man. This dude's coming. You don't never see nobody go to the grocery store and ask him, yo, can I get these groceries and bring you the money back tomorrow?
Right.
Or you hook me up.
You ain't going to Chinese man with that.
You get something for free? Man, I stopped that birthday shit a long time ago, man. I said, I don't give out no free cuts on nobody's birthday.
Okay.
Them days is over.
So, and you just answered it, but I was going to ask, do relatives get free haircuts?
The majority of my relatives do, but if I know that you're making a whole bunch of money and you're taking up my time, why shouldn't you give me money?
Of course.
So
at least a tip.
It's not like they're getting charged, but they know that if I'm taking up your time and you could be making money, I'm your family. I
don't charge any of my relatives, but most of them will give me something.
Yeah, they know.
Yeah, the majority of them that they don't get a full price. No, I don't do that to a lot of people, and that's the problem. That why a lot of barbers have a problem on going up on their prices, because they've made such a connection, relationship with their customers that when it's time to go up, you know, if you've been cutting somebody's hair for 10, 15 years straight, when it's time to go up on a price, they expect to be paying the same price that they've been paying. So, you know, it's hard to do it. I mean, that's why I started doing the appointments using the booking app.
Oh, because some people won't even do it. They won't use it.
Well, on a booking app, they have to look and see exactly how much you charge. So it's a difference between them assuming how much the price is and them knowing because it's listed right there. Yeah. So, you know, a lot of people, they'll ask how much a haircut is, and the minute they get out the chair, they'll say, how much do I owe you? I'm like, nigga, it says $25 right there, and I told you that before you got in the chair. So, you owe me $25. So, I mean, I don't know if that's just a common question that people ask when they get out of the chair, but yeah, I've always been a barber who kind of was the most expensive, I should say.
So have y'all ever cut any celebrities hair?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Not on a regular basis like that.
Anybody that I would probably know?
I mean, a couple basketball players.
Oh, wow.
Shop. Not like LeBron James or nobody like that, but rappers, stuff like that. You know what? I cut Michael Bivins here like last year. That was funny. Dude from New
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Mike Bivins. Yeah,
he's cool as how he came to my house and got a haircut.
Wow.
Yeah, that dude is dope.
Do he tip good?
Oh yeah. Yo, to be honest with you, there was nothing I could do. He cuts his own hair too, he shaves and stuff like that. But he had heard so much about me that I think he just wanted to meet me and he wanted me to see what he was working with.
Yeah.
To see if I could. But he had just did it. I was like, what do you want me to do? There's nothing I can do.
Right.
So, he's older now.
Was you nervous?
Hell yeah, I was nervous. I was kind of nervous. But he's so real that
he sensed it, he knew.
He said, he was like, nigga.
Yeah.
Keep shit. You fuck my hairline up, I'm never coming back.
Right.
It's the only thing. You can do anything else, just don't mess this part up.
Right.
I was like, damn, all right. God, he was
it's
like,
Michael Bivins. Like.
He said, he said, Michael Bivins from New Edition. I'm Michael Bivins from, where you from in Massachusetts? He said, I'm Michael Bivins from Boston or something like that.
Yeah.
All right. God damn, I think he smelled the weed and shit like that. He was like, nigga, all right, I know you're a real nigga.
Yeah.
And the crazy, he came by himself.
Oh, shit.
He came to my crib by himself. He didn't know what he could have been walking up to.
Right.
I was like, damn, this nigga, he got a couple cars there.
Yeah.
He was famous. I couldn't believe it. He's a real nigga. But I'm trying to think who else.
So what about you, Bees?
I'm trying to think.
There's been so many people, man, over the years, man. Over the years. I cut, I be forgetting their names, man. What's that? I cut a couple basketball. I had one client, I don't know if you remember, back in the days, there was a commercial, it was an insurance commercial with the Wayans brother and Cousin Pee Wee. I don't know if you remember that. Cousin Pee Wee.
Nah.
It was like this big, he was like, yo, the one of the Wayans brother go to the basketball court, he was like, yo, I got next. And then he brings in Cousin Pee Wee. Cousin Pee was the 7 foot. I still cut his hair to this day. He's the 7 footer and shit.
Oh shit!
He was
I
on a commercial and shit. He did mad commercials and shit.
And he's from CT.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
but he's the owner of. Yeah, I cut Vin Baker's hair too. Yeah, and Karan Butler. God, yeah, I be.
Dude from what's his name? Conrad.
Yeah. What's his name too? And the TK
Kirkland?
The comedian dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, he used to come to the shop too, man.
Oh shit. I like TK. He's funny too.
Oh yeah, that nigga is crazy. Yo, he put me on. I did it one time. I cut his hair one time before a show and shit.
Wow.
He put me on blast as soon as I walked up.
On his show?
Yeah.
What he said?
I used to wear glasses. Everybody used to say I look like Puff Daddy and shit.
Yeah.
I had to go to the bathroom real bad. And I knew if I got up, he was gonna roast me.
Yeah.
Anybody, if you get up and leave during the
I
show,
know.
I had to go to the bathroom, and he wouldn't flame me. Or I had to walk out, so he just gave me the business. But I'm trying to think. There's a lot more people that were very famous where they would come in the barbershop and I wouldn't even know they was famous till after they cut their hair.
Wow.
That's probably the best thing to do.
Yeah, you won't be so nervous and overthinking it.
I was supposed to cut Jalen Rose before. I passed it up. I couldn't do it. It was too much for me to get to where he was at. And when you cutting like a person that's on TV all the time, you gotta be there 4 hours before they get there to ensure that they, just in case they gotta get a second barber.
Yeah.
These people, they're not going on set without a haircut.
Right.
So.
Do you think that that's most barbers' goal to either like? Because I was thinking like, what's the tenure where you feel like I made it? Is it to like run your own shop or to be like a on call for like celebrities? What's the goal for most barbers?
I thought I wanted to be a celebrity barber.
Okay. Same for you, Bees?
I never had those goals.
I thought I wanted to be a celebrity barber because, for one, if you around a very rich person, You know, a lot of times they could give you a salary. You know, they'll give you a certain amount of money every year, but you gotta kiss this nigga's ass. You know, whenever he needs you to. And you know, one thing about being a barber is having control over that. You know, if I have a client that's giving me a hard time, I can easily be like, nigga, go down the street. You know, but once this person is, you know, paying for your livelihood and your lifestyle, you have to do what this motherfucker said.
Yeah.
And not only that, I have a gift that has to be given to a lot of people. You know, I have a lot of steady clients that I cut every week at the same time for years and years and years and years. And those people depend on me.
Hell yeah.
You know, I definitely want to be there for them as well. So being a celebrity barber, you're only doing one person.
Right.
I can't really get with that, because I can't see somebody giving me $250,000 just to cut their hair. It's got to be something else that comes along with that shit. You know
Makes
what I mean?
sense. So, what can a client say if they don't like a haircut?
The best relationships is when you have a barber that you communicate with. So if you feel like you can't tell your barber that he's fucking your head up or you're not satisfied with it, you should probably find a new barber.
Yeah.
But the mistake a lot of clients and customers make is walking into a barbershop and not saying anything.
I agree.
That's the worst thing you can do, is walk into the barbershop and just sit down.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times when a person does that, you assume that they're already waiting for somebody else as a barber. So if I don't break the ice and be like, what up, man? You want a haircut?
Right.
Of course you want a haircut.
Yeah.
You get to the barbershop. But to break that communication barrier is one of the most important things you can do in a barbershop, and be able to communicate and tell your barber exactly what you want. Because the most of the time when people don't get what they want in a barbershop is because they didn't communicate to their barber and let them know exactly what they wanted.
Right.
Whether it was, I want my beard round in the back, no, I want a sharp or square in the back. You know, if you tell your barber and have that communication barrier broken, then you're usually gonna get what you want.
Are you ever offended when your clients go to other barbers?
I used to get mad as hell. And that's another thing. Being a barber, you gotta learn how to take your feelings out that shit. It's been clients that jump between me and him over the years, back and forth.
Oh, wow.
So I kind of got over it at an early stage of my career, when I wasn't jealous anymore, because I knew at some point that person was going to end up coming back. I mean, people go, when they switch barbers and shit, it's not normally because of the haircut. It's something else. I just judged the the expo just had CT Barber Expo.
Oh, okay.
J Majors.
Yeah, okay.
It's the biggest barber expo in the world, you know. But I was judging the battles. Now, there was 30 barbers on the stage cutting at once, and these is veteran barbers, new jacks, whatever. Every single one of them people up there was shaking like they sweating and shaking like. So, you know, being nervous around a customer
is inevitable.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know, especially someone you don't know, or depending on the situation. New clients make me nervous sometimes. You know,
because you don't know who the hell, like you said, you don't know who's sitting in your seat. I could just been sent there to see what type of job you do.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, just the anticipation of, because now I use the booking app, so I get a lot of new clients through that. Because, like I said, the communication doesn't have to be there now.
Right.
You know, you shouldn't be.
Booksy does everything for you.
Right. You shouldn't be just walking up in a barbershop unless you just moved into an area and you have no idea what's going on. The barbershop can be a great place to go get information from.
Oh, definitely.
But if you're just walking in there and you assume that you're going to get a real good cut, a busy barber is usually not a good barber. A barber that's not busy is usually not the best. The best barbers are busy.
Right.
So if you walk up into a barbershop, it's very seldom that there's going to be a good barber that ain't doing shit. The person who's not busy is probably the nigga who's just, you know, taking all the scragglies, the walk-ins, people who don't really care, or, you know, just need a quick edge up, you know. So Yeah, you can't. You gotta communicate when you walk into a barbershop all the time.
So do you ever get offended when your clients go to other barbers?
No, not at all. Either they're gonna come back or they're not.
Right.
It's not for me. Somebody could give them a better haircut or a better experience. I'm not upset.
That's another thing. I used to cut people's hair for so long. I didn't know whether, and they didn't know whether somebody could do a better job or not. You know what I'm saying? You've been going to the same barber for 10 years. You don't know what somebody else. You normally don't even know what's going on in another barbershop. Mm-hmm. And that was one thing that we both did at a young age too, was traveling around to see and actually look what was going on in other places. Because if you just working in your shop and don't visit, or you're looking at Instagram, you can see, but you need.
I was just gonna say that, man. Sorry to cut you off. Instagram made me like be more aware of like certain styles. I'm like, damn, my barber don't do this. Like even what you like, how you cut, like the chalk you use.
That's the Barber Magic Pencil.
Yo, man, like I've been noticing. I feel like that's like an Instagram thing now. Like a lot of people getting it. My barber don't do that. And then, again, he does a good job, but I'm like, I like that. Like that should be sharp as hell when he do that. And I went to a barber like in New York. I happened to doze off, woke up with a fucking black mask on my face. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Who asked for this shit? But it was cool. Like, he hooked me up. I'm like, all right.
Sprayed all that shit on you?
Put some black. No, not even that. That spray hairline.
Peel off shit?
Yeah, the peel off shit. So I'm like, yo, I didn't ask
you. Charge you for that shit?
Altogether, I paid $45. I was pissed because I normally would pay $25.
You was a walk-in?
No, I haven't been to him in a long time because I've been living here. You know, so I haven't been to him in a while. And I went there and he's like, oh, I'm gonna hook you up. Poppy. I'm like, cool. I happened to doze off, woke up, and he's like, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm looking in the mirror. What the hell is this shit?
Now hold up, man. For one, if you feel like you could go to sleep while you got a haircut, you got a good barber.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I think it's the clippers for me. The clippers put me out, man.
This nigga falls asleep on anybody.
And that's why I say, I got a question about that, like kind of barbers you guys hate, because I'm not that customer. I talk a lot sometimes to my barber, and sometimes if I'm tired from work, I'm sorry, man, I'm dozing off, keep nodding and shit. So.
I hate that nigga that gotta answer his phone as soon as, it's like some niggas be in the car and they'll call up 6 motherfuckers and hang up the phone. And then they'll get in the chair and people will call them back and they be like, oh wait.
Right.
Now, a lot of people don't realize it when the nigga's kind of fat or a bigger nigga and they got their phone in their pocket. It takes a long time for you to go like this.
Right.
Yo, I'll call you back.
Right.
Sleeping is what I hate the most.
Oh, okay. The sleepers suck too, man.
Some people could fall asleep and still keep their head up.
Yeah, that's one thing. I'm a good sleeper, but sometimes I nod like my bad, my fault.
You know, that guy that falls asleep as soon as he starts.
Oh my God! Ted narcoleptic. He got narcolepsy. He gotta have narcolepsy. If you could snore and slob while you're in the bar, like
that's OD. Yeah, that's.
I mean, but he's a client. He's got to be a long-term client
If I wasn't cutting his hair for so long, I would stop doing it.
Yeah.
I got a couple clients that fall asleep in my chair. I mean, he's a dear friend to me. These are dear friends, and I think it's the clippers. I think it's the buzzing that does.
Yeah, I definitely think it's that because I used to watch my dad do it. So I'm like, why they always fall asleep when you get a haircut? And then I started naturally do that. Some barbers, the ones that I don't really talk to, I have really a relationship with, I'll just keep my eyes closed.
It's also being in a comfortable environment as well. Because if you go into a new barbershop, them clippers ain't gonna put you in the guy. Right. If somebody you look like, somebody has some shit going on.
Oh yeah.
You gonna stay awake.
Yeah. So my next question: do all barbers have licenses?
Hell no, man. Yo, to be honest with you, I really think, and I think this might come to fruition, but I think OG barbers should be the ones who give out the licenses. Because the way they do it here in Connecticut, you don't even got to display no type of physical test when you're to prove that you can cut hair. Yeah. It's a multiple question test that you take in order to get certified as a barber. Wow. So it's really about paying for your license rather than working for it. Mm-hmm. So.
But back in the day, it was different. You're saying
in certain places in Connecticut, no.
You should definitely get your license from working in a barbershop. That's what I think.
Exactly. We had to go to hairdressing school to learn to get our barber license.
Remember when we tried to get somebody to teach us how to use a straight razor?
Man, they didn't. That was why I wanted to go to school, because I didn't know how to use a straight razor. I went to there wasn't no there still really isn't, besides J Majors, and there's no real straight barber school. You usually gotta go down south.
That's what Corey said. He said he went down south.
Corey went down south because there's a lot of barber colleges that are dedicated to just.
So the best barbers you would say is in the south?
No, I wouldn't say the best. There's a lot of great barbers all over.
Right.
But getting that type of education really goes down here.
Oh, okay.
You can get your barber license here without ever picking up a pair of clippers.
Yeah.
But there they're gonna make you work.
And then you can teach other barbers without being without.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you can get your certification to be an instructor and not know how to cut hair physically.
So can y'all tell when customers cut their own hair?
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Y'all don't look at it like they trying to help y'all out. Like,
yo, man,
I'm just going to trim this right here for y'all.
Man, I gotta have a truth-telling pastor in my here try to lie about that shit, man.
Yeah, doing it yourself is one thing, but then blaming it on the barber.
Yeah, man, that's the worst.
Yeah.
I think we've been cutting hair for so long, I can look at someone's hair and judge how long it's been since they've gotten it.
Oh, wow.
So for a person to come in and one part of his hair not to be the same length as other parts, somebody had to do it.
Yeah.
I ain't seen you since the last time I cut your hair. Somebody
Be
did.
like, you did this shit. Yeah, I have the funny famous president. My boss like, who cut your hair?
Years.
You did it. You're like, nah,
how
nigga.
you get that scratch
Right,
in there?
right.
You did that shit. Like,
Yeah.
I cut your hair 2 weeks ago.
Right.
It's still bleeding.
Right.
Damn. Shit.
That's some funny shit.
Yo, a lot of things. That's what made me start. Because when I started cutting hair, I didn't grow no facial hair. So a lot of times for a barber to learn how to shave and stuff, you usually learn on yourself, like doing your own mustache, your own shaving and stuff. I never used to offer when someone I'll be like, nope, don't ask me to do your beard. And back then, no one was really
rocking beards.
That wasn't the big
Yeah,
concern.
everybody had goatees, right? Not even?
He was growing a beard when he was real young. So I used to see him shaving his own beard. He would never let me do it. But he had a beard. A lot of times, a lot of men who grow extreme hair on their face, they really have no choice. Especially if you shave and you break out a lot.
Yeah, that's my problem. I have terrible razor bumps. Can't shave.
So that was, I think, back in the days, the only reason why someone would have a beard is because they were breaking out. So facial hair wasn't that big of a thing for a long time. That's something that's come into play probably in the last 15 years, probably.
Yeah, plus people we were cutting were our age. Most of them didn't have beards.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, the OGs, they was going. They wanted us to cut their hair, but they can't trust it. But I don't think I was capable of doing. See, that's the difference between an older man getting a haircut and these young bloods. Like the majority of my clientele is probably over 20, and facial hair is kind of what they come to me for, because that's something that I kind of specialize in.
Yeah.
People want the sharpest beard, or
their
barbers.
I was looking at your pictures. I'm like, man, because I've had this same beard since high school. It don't never grow full. I'm like, yo, I don't know what it is. I was just telling my barber that like a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, yo, I need my beard to be trained. Like, what do I need? What do I got to do? I was looking. I'm like, damn, you are sharp with the beards.
That was being able to manipulate. Well, a lot of that came from starting off doing designs.
Okay.
When you start off at a high level, doing high level, haircuts that have a lot of intricate corners and stuff like that. Later on in life, I didn't realize doing all of that stuff made what's going on now come very, very easy. When you look at a design, most designs consist of all the same curves and corners that it takes to give someone an edge up. Think about that. So you got 90 degree right here, round right here. All them little parts are the same little moves that you have to do when you're doing little designs.
Right.
And back in the days, we started off, a lot of people wanted their name they wanted words in the back.
Yeah.
So when you think about it, when we started doing letters, a letter, you can make a letter out of a box. The clipper is flat. So it's easy to make a square.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was just cutting out, making cookie cutters.
Yeah.
But once I realized that I can make it curved with it as well, that's when I started realizing that I can duplicate and make, it didn't have to be a word. I could draw a picture. And this dude, I remember he put Roger Rabbit in the back of this white boy's head.
Oh shit.
That's when I mean, we were doing things that people never seen before.
Right.
Like I said, I was amazing myself with some of the things that I was able to do once I figured out how to work these clippers. It was incredible, man. I wish we could make a movie about it. I wish people still had pictures. I mean, we have a lot of pictures, but some of the things that people were leaving the barbershop with were incredible. And it was pushing us further and further ahead and bringing us to where we are today. Especially being able to pave a way for a lot of the other barbers.
Right.
That probably cut your hair today, you know what I'm saying, and somehow are connected to us in some type of way. And I didn't realize for a long time that we were doing that. I didn't realize we were actually teaching people and giving them an opportunity to provide their family with food. You know?
Right.
That shit it's incredible, man. When I look back on it, I thank the Lord forever. I wouldn't do nothing different. I wouldn't change nothing. Except for the money part.
So who do y'all let cut your hair?
Right now?
Yeah.
I do most of it myself right now. My Josh cuts my hair. Josh the barber. I don't know if you know Josh. He works at New Heights, but he's a barber that I gave an opportunity at a really, really young age. I think Josh was one of the youngest barbers I ever gave an opportunity to actually cut hair in my barbershop. I think he was like 12 years old. He might have been 13 years old.
Oh, wow.
And he was up in the barbershop. This was a long time ago.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Josh cuts my hair if I don't cut it myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always cut my. He gave me a few haircuts back
Stop
in the day.
lying. I used to cut your old time.
For a little while, I just cut my, but I always cut my own hair. But
Okay.
now,
He got ADD or something. He can't stay in the chair for more than goddamn 20 minutes.
Right.
no, I don't get a haircut.
That nigga used to tell me that he used to stop me halfway through his cut. Like, I'm finished. Hey, well, I'm finished. I'm done. God damn, man. You making me look bad, nigga.
Right. So what's you guys already kind of started talking about, but what's the most annoying thing that clients do while they in the seat?
I think, in the seat, I think sleeping, being late for your appointment is probably the worst thing you can do. Unless you're compensating your barber, because it doesn't work out evenly both ways. You know, if I'm late for a client, they gotta sit their ass down and wait. But if they're late, it's a possibility I can't cut your hair.
Right.
You know, so people gotta understand that equation. I'm the one that's giving the service. So it can't work both ways. You can't come late just because I was late for you last time and expect for shit to work out good for you. You know
That is funny.
I always say, you're always late.
Right.
You know, as a barber, a lot of times you only might be late because the person before that was late. It could be one person that's late that could throw off the whole day. It's like a chain reaction.
It's funny because I worked in a hair salon, but I was in a call center, so my job was to schedule appointments for the women, and I was terrible. At the point, I got fired. I eventually got fired from the job, actually. And it's so weird how now, and I was kind of young, but I understand more now from the outside looking in, like how you do the job. So basically, like you would know how long it would take to do certain things to people here, because they would have certain consultation. So like you would know, like, it's gonna take you 45 minutes. So I would have to book your appointments around that, like, so it wouldn't clash with another person. That was terrible. So I'll be scheduling a person 45 minute session, and now another 15, and it would clash. It was a lot.
That's why these booking apps and booking sites
eliminates all of them.
So important, because for a long time I didn't realize that I can't be a secretary and a barber at the same time. It's just so hard to do. And the barber, to this day, that's still trying to do it. You losing, brother.
Right.
He actually opened my eyes to
using those apps.
To actually, your phone is your friend as a barber. Your phone is your best advertisement. It can store so much information, but using the calendar on your phone, I was the barber that was, you call me up and I take the information and write it down. You're in the car, you answer the phone, you got to figure out a way to put somebody on your, and this dude was showing me that your phone helps you out with that. And I was never, I was always phone savvy, but I never could trust that my phone is going to be able to hold the information. I didn't think my phone could do it better than me.
Right.
And, when you try to be a barber and a secretary, you end up double booking. You end up forgetting people. You end up ignoring people's phone calls. When I realized that the reason why I wasn't getting new customers was because I wasn't answering my phone. You can't stop and be answering phone calls.
Right.
And then a lot of times there's shit going on in the barbershop where you don't have the time to give the person on the phone the information that they're looking for. You can lose a client that way. But these booking apps eliminate all of that. You don't have to talk to people no more. They can make their own schedule. And it works out better. It's worked out so much better for me, man.
Definitely.
That's probably the difference between my clientele and his. He don't talk while he cut. I mean, there's been days where he probably cut 20 heads to my 10 because I was sitting there talking the whole time. He used to tell me to shut up and get to work. But shut up with that shit, man. Yeah, work. God damn, nigga. Shut up, man. But,
So, what does the word success mean to you guys?
Success.
It depends on what you want. Like I was saying before, I never had the goals that he had. But
so what was your initial goal?
I don't really have any big goals. I just certain things I wanted in life, and I did those things. I wanted to put my kids through college, buy a house, and
all from cutting hair.
All from cutting hair.
That's amazing.
I just want to be able to do whatever I want to do, and I can do it. That's my success.
Okay.
Right. Those were some of the things that drove me to do some of the things that made me successful as well. I mean, you have to plan. You have to plan. The person who plans and follows and stays on track for their goal is going to be successful. Fortunately, a lot of the things that I was successful from, I didn't plan the way I should have. And we didn't have the same goals. I wasn't as interested in getting a house, and I wasn't thinking about my children's college and stuff like that. Until after I seen him, I didn't think it was possible.
Oh, wow.
I didn't think that from being a barber, from the money I was making at the time, that I could buy a house, or I didn't believe. And that's one thing I think that a lot of the barbers who aren't successful set a bad example for people who are thinking about being a barber. A lot of the young barbers coming up, there's no real good example of how successful a barber could be. A lot of the barbers that you see, they're not licensed for one, but they're doing a lot of other stuff. And it makes little kids, I don't want to be no barber. This nigga don't even got no, he can't even get around.
Right.
He's smoking outside, smoking weed. Some people think that shit is cool, but if you can't support yourself, then you can never be successful. You can't consider yourself successful if you don't have some of the simple things that a man's supposed to have in life.
Right. So what makes a successful barber?
A successful barber is a barber who is in control of his time and his money and takes care of his family. If you can't take care of your family, you ain't no good barber. You're not a successful barber. I mean, granted, if you don't have any family, that's one thing, but being able to have things to show and have a lifestyle that's respectable, because a barber is a cool dude, man. A barber is a combination of all their customers' personalities combined into one.
I never thought about it like that.
A barber is a philosopher, a psychologist, a fortune teller, there's so many things that you have to be as a barber, to be a successful barber. There's so much that you have to do, provide for your client, you know. And like I said, I think over the years, the respect for barbers has diminished, because back in the days, if you was a barber, you was one of the coolest dudes you know, you walked with respect. People used to be, you get quiet when this nigga come in the room, you know what I'm saying? He was famous, and you never seen him on TV, but those was the coolest dudes, and that's what made me want to be a barber, is the respect that I saw that other barbers got.
Yeah, I know. As a kid, I never looked at barbers as regular people. Like, I never seen my barber like in a grocery store. Like now, like I just recently was in Walmart and I seen my barber. I was like, yo, I never, as a kid, I never bumped into my, right. I'm like, I thought you only just work, you know, that's it. You know, you never seen him be a regular person. So it's interesting. Barbers today be like, nah, I'm chilling with my family today. I'm with the kids.
Well, that's why I mentioned you have to be in control of your time. You know, your time is your money. Your time is more valuable than your money as a barber, to be honest with you. Because he was one of the examples that showed me you can have a balance. Right. Where you can work really hard all day, but still be there for your family. He used to go straight home. I finished with work. I'm ready to chill with the fellas, have a couple of drinks. We're going to play some dice, do this, that, whatever. This dude was going home to his family. Right. You know, he had kids before. He had a kid.
2 years?
I was more than 2, wasn't it?
2 years.
Well, anyway, his ass stayed at home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was still running the goddamn streets. But when I sat back and looked at it, I didn't have shit. He was going home to his house. I ain't have shit because I was running around the streets. I didn't care about none of that. Yeah. You know, my goal was that he was an example that you can be a barber and have a nice car, take care of your family, own property, and still be cool. You know,
for me, my example was Mr. Reeves. When I found out where he lived at and who his kids were, I said, that's
what did he do for a living?
He was a barber.
Mr. Reeves was one of the Barbershop was a staple of the community in New Haven. It was like 4 major barbershops. They started a lot of people to this day think that there's still a barbers union, and they were part of it back then, because back when we were growing up, Dixwell Ave was the main vein where most of the barbershops were. Okay. So a lot of the older barbershops to this day are still on Dixwell Ave in New Haven, where during my years there was Reeves Barbershop, there was Worthy's, there was Willie C's. And these are barbers that I know personally now because I'm a barber. And back then, I thought they were like the president. Like, all right, Mr. Reeves. Yeah. You know, and to be able for him to know me, to be able to, you know, talk to him about, and Willie C, you know, he went to my church, and you know, he was a barber that I looked at, and he owned property. You know what I'm saying? Cars and stuff like that. I was like, God damn. These dudes are buying houses and shit. What kind of here? That's incredible. And I didn't realize that it was about establishing yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got to establish yourself as a man, first of all. You know, you got a lot of suckers running around here trying to own barbershops too, man.
Our last question. What's next for you guys?
The end game. I'm at a point where I'm realizing that I'm not gonna be able to cut hair at the rate I am forever. You know, forever. I don't desire.
So you might have to go back down. You feel like?
Well, I mean, I'm getting older. You know, you can't. I can't stand up and do.
Oh, you said rate. You don't mean as far as your prices.
Well, yeah, the rate as well. The rate
physically, it's gonna get harder. So.
Yeah.
Not to mention how high the price is gonna go. How much can you charge for? No, really. Yeah. How much can you charge for a haircut before the realization you scare your clients away?
Yeah, where everybody walking around with afros again.
Right. I mean, right now, I think I'm not charging as much as I can. You know, I mean, I charge right now. I charge $40 for an appointment, so I charge for my time rather than my skill, because I feel like every haircut I do is worth $100. To be honest with me, you know, whether people can pay for it or not, this shit is worth $100 because you ain't gonna get what I'm giving you from anybody else. But these people are people that have paid. I've been on their payroll for my whole life. How much could I charge them before, you know, they were, God damn, this nigga charging me $60 a goddamn week to get a haircut? But the more you charge, the less work you have to do. So at this day and age, I can't keep up with trying to satisfy everybody. I'm not gonna do more than 10 haircuts a day and go home and feel like $1 million. I'm going home to, God damn, I'm tired as hell. I'm not no good for nobody. Wow. So me myself, I'm trying to put myself in a position where teaching is my passion. I've taught so many barbers the ropes for years and years for free. It's time for me to get paid doing that. I
was just gonna say, how do you turn that to a monetary gain? I wasn't teaching. So are you charging your students?
I don't have any students per se right now. I'm an instructor for Sheer Brilliance, which was the school that I actually graduated from. But barbers don't want to get their license. So there's not that many people in school to be taught. And I give out one-on-one. So, you know, it's a little different the way things are done these days. You know, it's rather hard for a barber to get their license. Yeah, so I'm trying to get to a point where I can make money not being behind that damn chair.
Got it. So what about you, B?
For me, it's kind of the opposite. I don't want to stop cutting hair. I don't think I ever, hopefully, God willing, I'll be able to keep doing it physically, but I want to be able to stop cutting hair completely if I want to, but I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think I'm going to want to. I'm definitely going to slow down, but as far as definitely not.
I don't think I'll ever stop cutting hair, even if I had to do it for free.
I just recently opened a mobile barbershop, so I'm going to start doing that more once I start to slow down, just, you know, doing house calls.
Right.
It's going to cost a little bit of money, but.
The fact that he made it himself from scratch, that's a business in itself because he can just make them and sell them to people. I mean, that's one of the things that a lot of people are getting into right now is having their own place instead of working in a barbershop, which is smart. It is a smart thing, especially with COVID and stuff. You don't have a whole bunch of people gathered in one spot, waiting, talking, spitting, you know, just bringing anything into the shop. And the more overhead you can eliminate, the more money you can put in your pocket. So, you know, back in the days, people used to say, yeah, buy a building and live in it and then have a barbershop and storefront and all that shit. You know, that's all good and dandy, but I don't want to live where
I don't want to live where I work. Yeah, I don't seem ideal.
I mean, I'm going to have a barbershop at my crib for personal.
Honestly, I just like being in the barbershop. So if I couldn't physically do it, I'd probably still be in the barbershop.
Yeah, just hanging out.
You remember that old dude in movie Barbershop?
Yeah.
There's always.
You don't never see him cut nobody hair.
Nah, he already put in his work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I have clients that are rich enough that could pay me probably my salary just to cut their hair a week if they really wanted to.
Wow.
So, you know, I have clients that if I was in a position where I couldn't work and I just had to cut their hair, they probably would be able to keep me afloat. But I don't want that. I want to take care of myself. I'm not doing that type of shit. But there's no guarantee for being a barber. You know, you get into a car accident and break these hands right here, you got to improvise. You know, I've learned how to sell clippers. I've learned how to sell products. I've learned how to advertise for other people. But being able to teach somebody is gonna be probably what I'm gonna end up doing. But I still have my black ass up in the barbershop. I ain't never leaving no barbershop. I gotta do it.
People always ask, do your knees hurt? Does your back hurt?
Hell yeah.
Not for me. It kind of hurts when I sit down. So that's why I say I don't see not being able to do it.
Yeah,
that 2 months when we were shut down for COVID,
it bothers you more than anything.
Yeah.
Man, Saturdays ever since Saturdays has never been the same. I can remember waking up on Saturdays and couldn't wait to see cartoons and, you know, playing with my friends, but ever since I became a barber, I couldn't wait to get to the barbershop on Saturday, man.
Wow.
For years, if I don't go to the barbershop on a Saturday, even if I'm on vacation, man, I feel crazy. I feel crazy. Even like when I'm trying to have free time, it's just I've been a barber for so long. It's hard not to be there for my clients that I know need me. It's just hard. It's hard to have free time for myself. Like right now, you know, just to do this, I had to tell people that I couldn't help them out. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of hard to do it too. Remember, my wife used to always be mad at me. She's like, "Nigga, that's all you think about is the barbershop. That's all you do. That's all you do." And I said, if one thing I was ever committed to in my life, it was the barbershop. I've never cheated on the barbershop. I've never loved anything else more than the barbershop. I've never dedicated as much to being a barber than anything in my life. And to be able to do something for 30 years plus straight, you have to have that. It has to be in you like that.
That's amazing. I ain't gonna lie. It's real interesting because I'm originally an actor. I love acting, but I find myself bouncing around. Like, you know, I like filming. I love talking to people. So that's how I got to doing the interviews. I like curating. So I produce showcases, you know, but I'm not like just focused on one thing. So I'm like, damn, if I did, I'll probably be in a different place, you know, and I'm always bouncing around.
But you are focused on one thing.
Yeah, I guess it's being creative and just art.
It's your passion.
Yeah.
Your passion is what you focus on, you know, especially if you can monetize it. Now, the minute God blesses you with a gift that you can make money with, you better run with it. Sometimes God will take those gifts away if you don't use it right, man. Or I think that's gonna be the name of the movie when we actually get ready to tell some of the barbershop episodes, man. It should be called God's Gifts, because God gives everybody a gift. Everybody, whether you know it or not, has a special talent.
Definitely.
Whether you find it, the person who finds it fast and can use it to their advantage usually is the people who are rich early in life. You know, have a lot of money and they, you know, you gotta find that path that gets you where you're going. A lot of us, we on the path, we just taking the long way. Some people can figure out a shortcut. You know. I thought I had a shortcut a couple times, but I was wrong.
Well, I definitely appreciate you fellas for coming out, talking with me. I'm pretty sure the story goes even deeper than that and even longer than that.
Way deeper, man, but
you know?
It feels so good just to get that little bit out.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Man. I'm nobody. I ain't nobody. I just wanted to tell me y'all story, so I definitely appreciate that. You know, but I really was interested in to hear y'all journey.
Yeah, man. We need to get it out, man. Reach the director, man. It's real shit, man. Thanks,
appreciate
man.
it.